Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Endless Summer Beach Party, about to start in about 10 minutes. My name's DK. Big B is with me.
Hey there.
We will be your only live hosts tonight, but we do have a virtual Mike Jolitz and virtual AI Choo Choo Stew as well.
Can't wait.
All right, so you wanted to start things off with something cool.
So I get a text this morning from my old guitarist just saying, he just comes out of like he's fried. He did a lot of weed and he's fried. And he just texted me out of nowhere this morning and said it was, our 30th anniversary for either when we went out to California and did stuff out there or something. It's hard to decipher what he was saying. So I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, I can't believe it's 30 years. It's fast, blah, blah, blah. So then my drummer texts me and says, somebody on YouTube put up our first release from 1993. So it was 30 years ago. Yeah. And it's like, you can listen to the whole thing and it's cool. You can search it on YouTube and it comes up. I was like, okay. So then I started looking for it. And so apparently last week, I don't know who it's called. Rare Metal Rarities is the YouTube channel. And they put up our first release. And it's already got a few hundred views and, thumbs up and all that. So it seems that we're out of nowhere, we're getting some attention again.
So now the band from 30 years ago is trying to accomplish what we have been trying to do since 2015, and they are social influencers.
Well, us as the band are not trying to do anything. None of us have anything to do with this. We don't know who put it up. Somebody did. I don't know the channel. I've never heard of the channel before. They put it up and they have a whole bunch of a ton of old metal releases on the channel. And they put us up last week. Apparently I checked it. It was been up since the 11th. Today is the 21st. Yes. So 10 days. And yeah, it's getting views. It's getting thumbs up. He's got a cool description of, we were, a thrash band in the 90s and, bordering on death metal and all of this. And, we have blood pumping riffs, as he says. And all. So we're getting attention.
That's
30
really
years
cool.
after the fact, we're getting attention.
That leads me to, maybe a couple of questions that I told you. You said I got a small thing, but a small thing can quite literally end up into a big discussion. So the first thing is you're making fun of the guitar player because he's like way off in Oz, and he's the one that caught it. So he's obviously with it to some potential.
Well, if you knew him, you would know what I'm talking about.
Now, he's not the storm chaser. He was the other guy.
He's the other guy
on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I loved him.
Yeah, he was the other guy.
No, he was awesome. You need that. Like, we lost Stu. We've gained Mike. Other times we try to pull people in, but you and I, pretty much stable.
Right.
Know the routine.
Yep.
We have our off weeks, but he was good. He'd just swear into the microphone, and I liked him. Is he coming to your barbecue?
No, we invited him. He has something else to do that day.
Smoke some.
Yes.
Now,
Probably.
so what did the Tornado Chaser play? He was my favorite, other
He
than
he
you.
he was a guitarist as well.
Oh, okay. So you
We
had
had
two
two
guitars.
guitars. I played bass,
Yeah.
my drummer, and a couple of singers.
Okay. Because Scott was great, and he's well, right?
Oh yeah, he's good.
Okay, good. Because we had a scare with him. He was great on the show. Probably 5 years ago now, but
Yeah, no, he's good. He's actually because of the scare. I know the medical issue that happened. He actually is on the cover of the hospital magazine
oh,
because of the procedure and all this stuff. So yeah, he's doing good. He just got
love
back
to
from the
have him
Midwest.
back. By the way, if he ever has time, it was great chatting with him about chasing storms, and then you guys did metal stories and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. He just got back not a couple of weeks ago from the Midwest.
You don't want to bring the stoner guy in as our new Scotty and Chair, do you?
No, no, we're good.
Live in studio every week with Big B.
No, we're good.
All right.
We're good there. But yeah, so that was it. Was it's a little thing, but it's pretty cool for us. I mean, we had our day back in the '90s for the decade of the '90s, and we're getting some attention again 30 years after the fact. So it's
Well,
pretty cool.
we're the same way though, right? Oh my God. We got 10 times as many downloads as we normally get. Like it makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, a few years ago, somebody brought to my there's a site called the Encyclopedia Metal. I don't know how to say it, but it's this encyclopedia of all metal, like the records, the bands, the players, all of this stuff for all metal, all genres. Metallica, Maiden, all that stuff is in there, and I am in there, which is pretty freaking cool.
It is. It's awesome. You might not be getting any royalties. I mean, we still go to our day jobs. We thank God for Fridays because we get a 2-day break to say, I don't think I can do this anymore. But after 2 days, you're like, okay, I can try for one more week, right? But what I think you should do is you should share that link on Cave Crew Radio on Facebook. We can even, I don't know if there's a way to share YouTube to YouTube, but we could do it that way too. You should get it out there. Let people get to see a little bit of your past.
Yeah, I mean, it's just audio with pictures scrolling across. But yeah, I can, I got to get back to it, find the page again. But yeah, I can definitely share that. It's pretty cool.
I mean,
it's pretty cool.
I would show my old hockey days, but I don't think anyone actually filmed it.
Yeah, I went looking for old shows because I know we filmed a ton of shows, but this is back in the '90s. There was no computers; it was all on video cameras, like VHS-C and all of that stuff. So I went looking to see if anything was uploaded, and I haven't found any live shows.
So who was the videographer or whatever you might say? That's who you got to find.
Well, it was a number of people, right? So it was, one of our roadies would film things. People we knew out in the crowd would come and film things. But over 30 years, kind of, you disperse. So you don't stay in contact with them. So,
you could be being sold at garage sales right now inside of an old VHS 8mm or Super 8, whatever camera.
Well, I will tell you this very, very quickly because I know we got to start the show.
Yeah.
When we went out into California, we were rehearsing in another band's studio, and this artist came in and painted us while we were rehearsing. On canvas, he painted us. That apparently sold for a few $1,000s and is now hanging in somebody's living room.
Oh my gosh, you're a modern day Mona Lisa.
I guess.
This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you always come to the pre-show before we go live. But we're going to go live. We got a great show ahead. Stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. Big B will have his epicenter, and I don't know if mine's an epicenter. I just have a complaint about my community, but and I think it'll get Big B's blood boiling. Anyway, here we go. Let's kick things off, ladies and gentlemen. Cave Crew Radio.
This is radio. Cave Crew Radio. So enjoy your endless summer here on Cave Crew Radio, and we'll keep this party going till we're buried as deep in snow.
Play your guitar, man. Come on.
When the world turned their backs on men with a dream and savage yearning within them.
Oh, for God's sakes.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men with a dream and savage yearning within them, legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary, a consuming flame that defies plausible explanation, battling the forces of domestication. They find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of big men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power play goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It's great to be here tonight. It's Friday. It's finally the weekend. It is the time we look forward to. We are live on Cave Crew Radio. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube and on Pulse Talk Radio. We are also on several affiliates and available wherever podcasts can be found. Tonight, we got a great show ahead for you, ladies and gentlemen. We got Choo Choo Stew AI. We got Mike Reads the News. We got Our Weird News. We got Talking FLA. We got a little bit of everything. But we usually get things started with an epicenter. And before we can start with an epicenter, we need someone.
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urine Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America, and as always, the epicenter of something, but that's going to be put on hold for a second because...
Is it time?
It is time.
Mrs. B presents the drink of the week.
We try to follow a schedule, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not always as easy as you think. When you're doing live radio, That looks like the drink from last week.
No, it's totally. What is this? Coconut rum punch.
Oh,
so obviously it has
sugary.
Coconut rum, grenadine, orange juice, pineapple, and a splash of ginger ale. And it's layered, so I have to stir it. And it has of course, there's always got to be some form of stupid garnish. So it's a cherry in an umbrella.
But
So
you
now I have to
love
stir it.
maraschino cherries.
I do.
Let's see if this
But
works.
now, hold on. I got to stir this.
Oh yeah, it works. I'm in the bottom again. See, I'm getting better.
Oh, there you go. So I got to stir this to make and kind of make sure that it doesn't spill.
Lots of ice. Very
There's
cool.
a ton of ice in here.
Yeah, on a hot summer night, you don't want to let that ice melt.
Well, I will have finished this drink long before the ice melts. Now, as I was saying, even before the pre-show, we were going to have a different drink, and something went horribly awry. Apparently, we were going to have a Mrs. B original, and some form of raspberry apple teeny.
Oh, that'd be
but
interesting.
apparently, and it was going to feature a simple syrup custom made by Mrs. B.
Oh,
But apparently the juice that she bought was some, I don't know what it was.
Wegmans cold pressed unsweetened apple raspberry juice.
Wegmans cold pressed unsweetened apple raspberry juice, and was apparently, as she put it, she said it was horrendous, sour as fuck, and she just said it was like sock water.
Well, can you not add a little sugar or honey?
I guess it was to the point where you couldn't, to make it taste good. So then she said she's doing something else. I had no idea what it was until now. So this is the drink.
And of course, we're going to ask, is there more for later?
The question that's always asked, is there more for later? No, this is it.
This is it. She's obviously got some hobbies, working on some crafts.
It's very pineapple-y, but it's good.
Well, pineapple's not bad.
No, that's the overwhelming flavor in the drink, but not bad at all.
All right,
I can definitely picture sitting in the yard drinking a couple of these, like you said, on a hot day, just kicking back, relaxing with a couple of these.
But you've also got your peanut butter whiskey. You've got your smoked pig bourbon or whatever it was.
I have a ton of alcohol. I am surrounded by alcohol. If you could see here, I got an entire bar filled. I have overflow of liquor bottles here, and of course, the drink of the week and my beer.
Oh, you're all set.
Oh yeah, and she just reminded me the bar upstairs, plus overflow from that bar in the kitchen. We have a lot of alcohol in this house.
I've just got this beer. Right?
Oh, and I have a mini fridge of beer.
I shouldn't say just this beer. I do have a couple more, which will cause me to have to pee in 90 minutes very badly.
As we end the show, you always have to run and pee.
Oh, I swear I'm like busting. But anyway, so back to this week's epicenter.
So this week's epicenter also has to do with Mrs. B. She sits there waiting. She knows tomorrow is her birthday.
Hang on, don't do it. This is drama. Mrs. B is the epicenter of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yes, and it's not really drama because she knows tomorrow's her birthday. So I am the epicenter of all things preparations for said birthday. I have gifts here that she can't she doesn't like waiting. She wants to always know what things are, and I torture her because I do not tell her anything.
Much like my wife, we're in the same boat. Absolutely.
Right. Like if I told her I got her birthday gift like 2 weeks ago, she'd want hints. She wants to know what it is. So now it's sitting right here, and they're in you can see the bags. See the bags right there?
Yeah, we see them. Yeah.
Right. So right there. She's standing right there at the door, staring at the bags, and she can't have them until tomorrow.
Now, are you preparing like some fun games and like a theme like Mrs. B would do?
No, we're not. No, not games. What I prepare, what we have a tradition in my family, going back to when I was a kid, and then we do it here. Is the whoever birthday it is gets to choose what dinner the entire family has, whatever they want. So, like the kids want, pizza, whatever. We order pizza, whatever. So she has requested that I make a smoked seafood boil.
Ooh,
So
with
I have
the corn and the
and
potatoes,
and we're going to do.
crawfish.
We're not doing crawfish. We're doing crab. We're going to get a lobster tail, and we got shrimp with the corn, the potatoes, the Creole seasoning, the hot sauce, all that stuff mixed, and andouille sausage. So that's what I've ordered. We have food delivery coming tomorrow, so then there'll be preparation to make all that for a wonderful seafood boil fiesta dinner.
That is something I have never done. Now, do you do that in the smoker or the barbecue?
The smoker.
Oh, okay.
You gotta boil the corn and the potatoes first, and then mix everything together. Put everything in the pan, throw it in the smoker, and let it run. So the seafood cooks and everything melds together nicely and all that. So.
And the children will eat this.
No.
Not a chance.
Got to make something else because it's too spicy.
Yeah.
It's too spicy. My older son doesn't want anything having to do with seafood. My younger son wants seafood, but he doesn't, if things are too spicy, he's not going to eat it, obviously. So we have to make other things.
Yeah.
Which we'll figure out.
No, same as my kid. We're going to the East Coast in a few weeks, which, as you know, it's not where you go for prime rib, ribeye steaks, burgers. It's lobster, it's clams, it's crabs, it's haddock, it's fresh out of the ocean, right? He will be eating burgers,
right?
And chicken wraps.
We've tried to get our older son to eat other things other than chicken nuggets and pizza and hamburgers and chocolate milk, but to no avail, pretty much.
Yeah. No, he'll get better. Jake's getting better, but still no seafood, still no eggs.
Oh no, he eats eggs. He eats eggs and but he's like, we call him Elwood because he'll eat a sandwich with no condiment.
Oh,
like a dry sandwich. Like I put mayonnaise on things. People put mustard on them. He eats them dry.
Depending what the sandwich is, right?
Well, depending on what the sandwich, it depends on the condiment. He'll put a ham sandwich together with the ham and the bread, and that's it. I don't get it.
Well, he's alive and he's healthy, so he'll come around.
One day. But yes, that is what we're doing. We're getting ready for Mrs. B's birthday, which is tomorrow.
Okay, hang on a minute here. I lost my. Okay, so
now she's staring at me because she knows the gifts are right there and she can't have them. So she's staring at me. She's almost giving me the evil eye because she knows I will not give it to her until tomorrow.
My wife is the same. Okay, and but like, what'd you get? You tell me one thing I got you at Christmas. I'll tell. No, I really like to be surprised. Now, there's some things I'll say. I really want this new microphone. And I know I'm going to get, but I don't need to know that I'm getting white underwear. Surprise me. Give me yellow, fluorescent. I don't care.
See,
my pants.
I don't need. It's not that I even need to be surprised. I can just wait until either my birthday or Christmas or whatever the holiday is. She wants hints. She would rather have it 2 weeks prior to her birthday.
Yeah, and then there's no bang on the birthday, right?
There's nothing. So, and we've been doing this. We've been together for 27 years, something to that effect. Every year it's the same thing. So this isn't anything new. But yeah, they're there. She's staring at me.
And whatever happens. Listen, I don't know if this is an epicenter, but every year in my hometown, they have a rib fest and they have poutine fests. And in Leamington, Ontario this weekend, which is like a short 40-minute drive for anyone who's around my town, is another rib fest. And they have concerts and they have music and competitor rib quality meals. The mayor comes on today, and I'm reading. Apparently, this weekend in my hometown, ladies and gentlemen, of Windsor, Ontario, Canada, we are extremely pleased to announce that we are having the first halal rib fest.
Interesting.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not picking on the Muslims, but you do you, and I'll do me. When in Rome type of thing, okay? Halal means no pork. Okay, beef short ribs are very good, but you can't have you can't have a Kentucky Fried Chicken fest without chicken, right?
I love halal food, by the way.
I don't mind it either, but you cannot have a halal rib fest.
Well, you just said it. Beef ribs, you can. Not pork, but beef ribs are awesome.
No, I love them too. We always hello Facebook user, by the way. We eat halal too. Like it's not bad food. And it's like, in India they don't kill cows, whatever. Vegetarians eat plants, whatever. Halal does halal, whatever. Stop stealing my stuff, right? Like, stop rewriting history, okay? Birth certificate, male and female. Identify something separate to that outside the box. No problem. Stop doing this. A halal rib fest. Are you fucking kidding me? I'd rather go to a drag show.
So I have a question for you. Is this replacing an already existing event, or is this an addition?
This is an addition, but just say, hey, we're celebrating halal food. We're going to call it Hallelujah, whatever you want to call it. But it's not the halal. It's not the replacement of the rib fest. Like the mayor gets on. We want to remain completely inclusive, yada yada. I get it. That's how you're making your 120 grand a year is to make sure we're all bonding together. We can't wear Halloween costumes anymore. We take away the national anthem from the schools, yada yada yada. It's like a stairway to frickin', well, it ain't to heaven, but anyway, it just okay. Halal festival, right? Let's go. I'd probably go. We probably take a drive down the river, and I'm same as you. I have nothing against it. I've tried several of their dishes over the years, but don't try. What's next, Big B? Christmas. Hello, we're announcing that now you have to have ham stuffed meatloaf for Christmas dinner.
So your wife is apparently a Facebook user,
and learned after all this time, eh?
And she says, "So my hubby, meaning you, I take it we are not going to the rib fest."
Well, there's one in Leamington that we can go to, and if you want some halal ribs, whatever the fucking is in them, I have not investigated, and you know me, I like to check things out. If you want to go down and support our Muslim brothers and sisters, I got your back. You tell me. We'll go to that halal rib fest on Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, wait. Halal Ribs Festival. It just I was Halal Rib Fest. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it disappeared off my phone. I couldn't
There's a site called halalribfest.com. There's the North American. So here it is, Windsor, July 21st to the 23rd. That is today through Sunday.
Yeah.
There it is. Now let's see. There is an about somewhere.
Do they list the vendors? All like all the way from Dubai.
It says we are currently accepting vendors. Join us in creating an unforgettable experience for our customers.
Okay, so the thing starts tonight, and you're still accepting vendors. I'm going to go down there, and there's going to be a guy cooking hot dogs.
Well, this is the site, so I'm sure they haven't updated it. Let's see. Halal Ribfest vision is to celebrate North American diversity while being inclusive of all customers, including Muslims. We strive to provide growth opportunities to local businesses through our community events. We aim to curb Islamophobia and racism by providing an inclusive platform for all. Let's see. Our festival caters to the needs of all audiences. This family-friendly outing will have kids yearning for more as they partake in carnival rides and games and enjoy crowd-favorite eats and treats. Our community will also get to enjoy live performers and explore shopping markets, showcasing local vendors and unique products, as well as meet their favorite influencers. How come you are not there as one of your favorite influencers?
Because I am not Ella does Abba. Like,
let's see.
I'm sorry. I don't like. You know how upset I get with Big B when he goes off on these rants, and it gets too political, and we get too. I'm gonna take. Isby and I will take a drive down there if that's where she wants to go. I will be nice. I will be polite. I will taste the food. I like the food. The issue I have is it's like, let's call the Stanley Cup the Rob farts on the toilet cup. Like, you can't do it.
So let me read a quote from the founders of the Halal Ribfest. Quote, while growing up in Toronto, we often walk past local rib fests and still remember how the smoky smell of barbecued meat used to drive us crazy, knowing that it was most likely not halal. So actually going inside was out of the question, but that did make us feel left out. So what they're saying is today our youth are still having the same question in their minds, and that's what made HRF come to life. The need from the community to have a platform where people can explore and experience halal barbecue food for the first time ever.
By a brothel, and I go, the sweet smells and sounds of sex, but I can't go in there. Yes, you can. If you really want to try something, I'm pretty sure Allah would let you have a slice of pork. It's not you're not murdering. It's worse when you strap that shit on yourself and walk into an airport.
Well, I mean, people take their religious things very seriously. Like my wife works with very religious Syrian Jews. So they're not Hasidims, but they are very, very serious.
Jew, where are we going this week, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, they are very religious, and along with Judaism, like you can't mix certain foods, you can't have foods, this and that, and they are very, very strict about that. So the non-Jewish people, like my wife and a couple other people, they have separate refrigerators for their food. You can't store it with the kosher foods that the Syrian Jews eat. You have to have a separate refrigerator. You have separate microwaves. You can't mix that. I make a lot of I do smoke. I smoke meats all the time, every weekend, and a lot of times I make a lot, so my wife brings it into work, and she always says that they always comment that, oh, it smells so good, but they can't have it because of meat and cheese and all this stuff mixed together. I said, well, tell me what they can have. Tell them to buy the stuff. I will smoke it for them, so it's perfectly, it's kosher, it's whatever. I'll do the smoking for them, no problem, and I'll send it to you for work. She says, no, we can't do that because the smoker has already had meat in it
with the bad meat.
Right. You can't, I couldn't smoke a kosher chicken, so if there is one. I couldn't smoke a kosher chicken in my smoker and give it to them because I've already smoked ribs and pork and steaks and all of this stuff in my smoker prior. So it's, religion is a very serious thing to most of the world.
And I agree. We all have our own beliefs, our own things we believe, but through the years, I've kind of changed what I was taught when I was younger because you read and you learn. But anyway, a smoker is not a gonorrhea-filled Al Capone oven.
An Al Capone oven.
For goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, listen. That's along the same lines as the Rib Fest. And your wife says for halal they do make good food. They make really. I love halal food.
I do too, but just call a spade a freaking spade. Okay, we're going for chili. All right, we're going for chili. Oh my God, it's spaghetti. No, it is what it is. Halal smoked rib fest. Awesome. I'm on my way. I'll tip the cook.
Oh.
All right. From weird to weird. Choo Choo Stew AI is a new feature this summer, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna mute ourselves for a bit. Choo Choo Stew AI, bringing alive the stories of the past. Mike Jolitz was on last week, and he said, "I loved the old stories that Choo Choo Stew used to tell." But he is the halal of talk radio. He ain't gonna do this anymore.
He wants nothing to do with us.
Nothing. He loves us. He's still our friend. We support him. He supports us. He listens to the show, but he doesn't want to do it anymore. So anyway, we have Choo Choo Stew AI. So what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to put this up this week. We've got a new story, hopefully every week throughout the summer, and we're going to mute and enjoy.
Check 1 2. Virtual London here. Good evening, Brian, Mike and DK. I am Choo Choo Stew AI. Tonight I will tell you how my mum worked at a condom factory. She was responsible for testing the condoms to make sure the user was always protected. This how she raised us when we were growing up. The name of the plant was the London Rubber Factory. Though sometimes seen as a taboo product, condoms were readily available in London during London Rubber's heyday. Chemists, barbershops, herbalists, family planning clinics and specialist mail order services all retailed them. They'd even be sold by peddlers in pubs. If in doubt, one would simply head for the West End as surgical, hygiene, and rubber shops proliferated around the Charing Cross Road area. Reusable sheaths, such as the Durex Paragon, provided an economical alternative to single-use condoms and could last for 3 months if maintained using rolling devices and dusting powders. These cost extra, of course. I hope you have enjoyed my little history lesson today, chaps. As always, it has been great commiserating with you. Now I must get going, for some pie and mash. Or as Big B calls it, the vomit sauce. Ha 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 ha. See you next time. This is Choo Choo Stew AI, signing off.
Oh, the one and only Choo Choo Stew AI.
I loved at the very end, the AI laugh. Ha 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 ha.
He's getting better though. He's got like a background picture now. what I noted out of that is I don't remember hearing about the reusable sheaves
I don't remember that either.
that were good for like 3 months as long as you're using, what did he say, rolling pins and powder?
Dusting powder or something. Yeah, I don't know, but I have to say, Choo Choo Stew AI is quickly becoming one of my favorite things we've ever done on this show.
And I believe, but I'm not sure, either next week or in the coming weeks, is the one-legged Aborigines girl.
Oh, I can't wait.
You'll need to forward me her name.
Okay.
Don't worry about it now. Don't
I
worry
have to
about
look
it.
it up.
But yeah, Choo Choo Stew AI. Some things never die, ladies and gentlemen. And if I don't get a Twitter shits next week, there's going to be a virtual Mike Jolitz doing Twitter shits.
Lisa.
I'm going to write that down. What a strange name for an Aborigines. I know I'm crossing the line. Send me the hate mail. cavecrewradio@gmail.com. Cave Crew Radio on Facebook. Make sure you join the group, by the way. We have a lot of fun in there. Let me check our schedule. I think I know what's coming up. Yeah, it's time for our news.
Oh, is it? Oh, give me a second.
That's okay. We can babble for a minute. I got to play a stinger. Ladies and gentlemen, again, Cave Crew Radio on Twitter, Cave Crew Radio on Facebook. Really great group of people. We share stories. We have a lot of fun. And, of course, cavecrewradio.com and Instagram and TikTok, which we had a few trending videos, but we're back to our normal 200 views and stuff now. But, yeah, we could use your support. Like, share, and follow, as they say in that world.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this week in Weird News, we do have, oh yeah, this is a good one. Speaking of Facebook, I just mentioned it. We have a gentleman from Facebook.
We all know, pretty much everybody out there knows what Facebook is, and people interact with others, interact with the outside world. Some people, though, don't do it in a very smart way.
No, and I'm disappointed in the jersey. I thought it would say Florida, but anyway,
close enough. Georgia's right there.
Yeah,
right
I guess you're in the same era, right?
That is true. The first story of the night comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, Georgia fugitive gets himself arrested after commenting on most wanted posts. This is not a list most would ask to be on. A Georgia man assisted law enforcement in his arrest after he commented on the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. When the Sheriff's Office Department, located east of Atlanta, released their most wanted list for November, Christopher Spaulding appeared offended by the omission. How about me? Spaulding asked through his personal Facebook account.
Yeah, doorbell. There you go. Christopher, we didn't forget about you.
The department was happy to reply on Thursday saying, you are correct. You have 2 warrants and we're on our way.
And here's the thing that gets me. Now, you haven't finished the story. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. But he stayed home and waited.
Well, later on Thursday, Rockdale police shared an update to the bizarre exchange. Spaulding, wearing a red Georgia Bulldogs hoodie and hat, was apprehended and handcuffed. So, yes, he stayed and waited. The 40-year-old had 2 warrants for felony violation of probation. We appreciate your assistance in your capture, the department said in the post. After Spaulding was taken into custody, the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office reminded wanted fugitive that being left off the most wanted list isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card. Our top 10 is compiled based off of the severity of the charges only. By not being on this list does not mean our fugitive unit is not looking for you if you have an active warrant.
Now, do you have something over there? We have a thing over here called Crime Stoppers, where
Yeah,
you
we have
can
Crime
give an anonymous tip
Mhm.
and get some money. So, would he, even though he's going to jail, granted, would he be eligible for that?
No.
No?
This, I guess it was maybe brought up when America's Most Wanted was in its heyday, kind of, and it was like the most popular show, at least here in the US. If you're the fugitive, you can't get rewarded by turning yourself in.
I got nothing left to lose, Lona. I'm gonna turn myself in and make sure you're set for life.
Yeah, no, that's all been stated very clearly throughout the years.
Right.
If there is a reward, you cannot collect it if you are the person that's wanted.
But congratulations, you were insulted. You're very proud of the life you have lived, and now you have been caught. You could have been number 22. You might have had another 2 years of freedom.
Right. But as I will repeat that the phrase that they always say on Live PD, they don't catch the smart ones, they catch the dumb ones.
Yeah. The smart ones always get away. They end up on 2020 or Unsolved Mysteries or whatever, right?
Right.
Forensic Files.
Great show.
All right. Congratulations, my friend. You made it to Cave Crew Radio. Now, I don't know why this story is called what it is. It's called Nude Shower. Well, I don't know about you, but usually I'm nude. But this great-looking young gentleman did it a little differently.
Right. So you're always nude when you shower, unless you're showering at a public beach to get to get the sand off. You have your bathing suit on. But this person did something very different. The next story comes from the Hometown News Now. The headline reads, "Naked stranger tries to shower with hose."
How come we never see this in our own yards?
Because shit like this doesn't happen in at least New York City. And
Yeah,
it just
where I
doesn't.
live. There's always something weird going on, but nothing normally worthy of this.
Oh,
you left the hose on. No, I didn't. Well, there's some nude guy in our driveway.
Just to deviate for 1 second, because it just popped into my mind. I was watching Dark Side of the Ring, and it was featuring Abdullah the Butcher. I didn't know he was from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Yes, he is a Shreve. Lots
Yes,
of Shreves
Shreve,
around.
yeah.
Gary, I think was just one of his nephews or something. Was a friend of mine growing up. But yeah, different time, different story. But Windsor was a big hub of wrestling, and it still is now with Scott D'Amore reopening the school with Impact Wrestling. But of course, then they all went to Cobo Hall, which was the Sheik, Abdullah the Butcher, Bobo Brazil, Pompeo Firpo. They're all from around there.
Interesting. I just popped in my mind. I thought it was pretty cool when
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it just came out last week. Really good one. Naked stranger tries to shower with a hose. A Michigan City man is accused of trying to take a shower with a garden hose outside another person's home. According to LaPorte County Police, officers on Friday were called to the 1800 block of Wellnets Road outside Michigan City before sunrise. An 80-year-old woman reported a man whom she believed to be nude was trying to shower with her garden hose.
This is poor Granny.
Upon arrival, officers found the man was completely exposed below the waist with no water running for his shower. The individual, who is 41-year-old Reuben Penn, explained that he had sprayed himself with insect spray but his skin started burning, so he stopped to try and shower himself off with the garden hose.
So he sprayed his genitals with insect spray. Insect spray.
That's what he claims. Whether
Okay.
he did or not is unknown. Penn has been charged with public indecency as a Class C misdemeanor, and purportedly Penn was impaired by synthetic marijuana at the time of his arrest.
Is synthetic marijuana, by the way, Wacko Tobacco AI?
No, no, not Wacko Tobacco AI. It is I forget what they call it, but it's some fucked up shit. Previously in 2012, Penn was given a 10-year prison sentence for dealing cocaine.
Oh,
so there you go.
So he's not just like a stranger with, oh my God, I'm having a reaction to the off. I need to get to a hose, and I'll, better to do it and ask for forgiveness later, I guess.
Yes.
All right.
That's it.
Oh boy, this is good so far. I really don't know if the Florida is going to ever top this stuff. Here's one about, well, a naked cruise, I guess is what it's about.
Well, we go from one nude story to another. This next story comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, "I went on a nude cruise with 2,300 strangers. It cured my body image issues." Sun's out, buns, and everything else out too. Helen Berryman.
2,300 people. That would be like an orgy from Armageddon.
That would be like a Caligula orgy.
Yeah. Oh, remember him?
Well, no, not personally. I don't remember him.
No, well, of course not. He was well before our time, but they used to have the vomitarium. They'd have sex. They'd eat.
Yeah.
They'd vomit. They'd have sex again. Imagine the breath they had. Anyway.
Oh, God. I watched like, while I'm writing things down, I watched shows like Vikings and all of this stuff. And I often wonder, because they never brushed their teeth back then, their breath must have stunk.
Oh, for God's sakes. That's why you never really see any of them face to face in a conversation.
Right.
They're usually about 8 feet apart.
Because you got to get away from the smell. Yeah. Helen Berryman, who was 47, found a new sense of self-love after bearing it all while vacationing on a nude cruise line. "I used to struggle with body positivity and confidence, but now I am so different. My body is my vessel." Berryman and her husband, Simon, who was also 47, spent a 2-week vacation together on their first nude cruise ship, embracing their birthday suits and a judgment-free environment. The cruise was with a company called Bare Necessities. And it was a ship that accommodates 2,300 people across 11 decks.
Oh, wow.
The Bromley London residents embarked on their journey from Tampa, Florida, sailing to St. Martin, St. Kitts, Antigua, Turks and Caicos, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas. That's one hell of a trip.
That is, well, cruise ships do that, right? They go to different ports. And I wonder if they had, just a question, and it might be answered later. I wonder if they had to clothe themselves for the ports.
Aha. Good timing on your part.
Thank you.
You can be nude anywhere around the ship, apart from when docking in certain ports. And if you wanted to go into any of the formal dining rooms. So you can't eat naked and you can't go to the ports naked.
Right. Gotcha.
However, common naturist etiquette encourages nudists to carry towels with them when they want to sit down. Berryman was not always a nudist advocate until she met her husband in 2015, who prefers a clothing optional lifestyle. She found his admiration for nudity disturbing. If he wanted to do it, I just didn't want to know about it. Finally, she decided to try naturism, the practice of wearing no clothes in a vacation camp or for other leisure activities.
No, like an orgy.
Like pickleball. When she attended a reversed life drawing class where everyone else was nude. It was my eureka moment, and I finally understood why Simon liked it so much. I felt free. I used to equate nudity to sex and being objectified, but now my outlook has totally changed. Before exploring the naked lifestyle, Berryman struggled with loving her body, but now she embraces the skin she's in. I only have one skin, and although it's loose in some places, it fits me nicer than a pair of jeans.
I was listening to a radio show or watching something, and I remember they were talking. Maybe it was this story that stimulated it. They were talking about nudist colonies, and one thing apparently, if you're on like a nudist beach, this was more about nudist beaches, so it wasn't so much this. One golden rule is do not stare. So I don't think these people are doing it because of sexually driven reasons.
No, not at all. They're just, as they described here, it's like this nature thing, one with nature and all of this going back to, how we did it in the Neanderthal days. Everybody was naked.
Before Eve gave Adam the apple from the forbidden tree.
There you go. The London couple plans to continue living and breathing naturism with several upcoming nudist trips.
Excellent.
We have a few nudist festivals lined up this summer, and we've booked to go back to the nudist resort. I'm heavily involved in normalizing nudity, she said, and she has no intentions of vacationing fully clothed anytime soon.
Can someone get us a list of these nudist festivals? As much as I went off earlier about the rib thing, I have not seen a nudist festival pop up around the area.
Maybe there's a nudist halal festival that you can go to.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Hang on, I'm writing something.
And that's it. They're just going to go around being naked all the time.
I'm just writing things down in hopes they might catch. Praying that Talking FLA or Mike Reads the News will save us. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're sleeping under a log, we're not saying you support this stuff or anything else, but there's a very big movie release about a very big Mattel toy, and like we're gonna start seeing like pop-ups of Barbie gender reveal parties and Barbie wedding themes, and I can't wait to hear what comes up. But you have something else for us.
Well, we go from a nudist with body image issues to a person that can change your body into Barbie. This next story, again, comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, I can turn you into a plastic $120,000 Barbie doll, private parts included.
This is like a horror movie to me.
So I have a question because it says at the very end of the headline, private parts included.
Yeah.
Now, we all know, throughout the years when you're kids, you see the dolls when, there's no clothes on them. There ain't nothing in the private parts.
There ain't nothing there. They're transgender or no gender.
They're eunuchs.
Yeah, eunuchs would be. You're right. Yeah.
So what does private parts included mean?
I might just watch the movie just to see how Ken and Barbie do it.
Inhale the hair. Life in plastic is fantastic, as the 90s pop classic Barbie girl once hyped. your favorite song for your favorite hockey player. As audiences across the nation ready for a, huh?
I said, you got it.
As audiences across the nation ready for a summer of Barbie movie mania, one plastic surgeon on Long Island, of course it's on Long Island, is offering a dream surgery that will transform patients into the legendary pink loving doll for the price of $120,000.
Peanuts.
The plastic package offered by Dr. Scott Blyer of Cameo Surgery Center in Icelandia touts a choice from one of 3 body surgeries, a facial surgery, and the opportunity to get the classic Barbie hair, in addition to pink nails and a teeth whitening.
Teeth whitening.
Quote, for some, it may just be a breast lift or a Brazilian butt lift.
Excuse me.
For others, it's liposuction with a breast augmentation and a couple of facial modifications. There's also a male or Ken variation of body liposuction, 6-pack etching, fat transfer to chest, in addition to jawline and cheek filler. That tally will be $110,000. Patients, both men and women, get chauffeured to and from surgery in a pink Corvette. Men may request a different color. The plastic package's inspiration comes from a, interesting point of origin. There's a procedure on the labiaplasty for women after pregnancy. Does everybody know what labiaplasty is?
No idea. I'll be honest. I'll be the one to throw in the white towel.
So it's explained here. And you know how, guys, when we talk about things that have to do with our dicks and surgery, and you kind of get the butterfly feeling, kind of, you don't want to hear about it. Women, you're just about to feel that right now.
Plug your ears. Plug your ears,
Plug
ladies.
your ears. Many times their vagina lips get stretched out. We trim them and they can look cute. And we say all the time, you're going to look like Barbie.
We trim them.
We trim them.
Is that like a female circumcision, I guess?
I guess.
And that's it?
That seemed to really really connect with a lot of people. When the movie was announced, we tried to rethink of a way to sort of package everything as a group deal. Okay. The connection is especially ironic considering the fact that Barbie star Margot Robbie has said the iconic doll doesn't have reproductive organs. Regardless, the dream surgery as it's billed already has a ton of buzz, with patients ready to invest the small fortune in the upgrade, according to Blyer.
You're not going to tell me they're going to crazy glue their hoo-ha.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the all-inclusive, you'll have to inquire.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all she wrote.
It's like the metal version.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more Barbie stuff in the near future.
You got Barbie and Oppenheimer opened at the exact same time.
Yeah, but I think
they're 2 opposite movies at the exact same time.
But I think Oppenheimer, I really do want to see.
Yes.
Whether or not I see it at the show, but I want to see that. Barbie is like, I guess I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I like all the hero shows. Flash, I get excited, or a Batman, or Marvel. Certain movies I get excited about. Just don't get excited about Barbie. But maybe I'm being, maybe I'm being shallow. Maybe Barbie, just tell me something, Big B. Is this going to grow into like a franchise?
I can see it growing into a franchise with the success that it's had and the buzz that it's had at this moment in time. I can definitely see it because, Barbie had Space Barbie and corporate Barbie and whatever.
Right.
So I'm assuming they could do movies based.
But I wonder what characters you bring into this, because even though Barbie had a lot of different identities and changes through the year, I'm fine with my body Barbie and transgender Barbie, and but it was always Barbie and Ken. They need some characters to go along with this. Maybe.
Well, I don't even know the characters that are in this stupid movie because I'm never going to see it. But with all of those different, things going on, I'm sure there will be at least 2 other Barbie movies. I'm fairly sure.
Lord help us. Lord help us. I was and I would actually probably watch this one on a rainy Sunday, but I was shocked. It was the Mario movie. And I haven't seen it yet, but I might sit down and, Mario. Yeah, okay. But Barbie, I just, even G.I. Joe, Big B, they made it much bigger than the doll. G.I. Joe was a successful franchise, something you could kind of wrap your head around, whether you played with G.I. Joes or you didn't. I mean, I had the real old school G.I. Joes with the actual real beards and stuff, not the Cobra and, the movies are about. But G.I. Joe, yeah, you can kind of get that. There's a Transformers, you can get that. But there's only 2 characters in Barbie.
Hey, they introduced enough characters to have a movie, so I'm sure they can figure out a ways to get a couple of more movies. But the Super Mario Brothers movie was pretty good. I saw it.
I think I might enjoy that, but come and join the Facebook group or email us at cavecrewradio.com at gmail.com. Are you going to see the Barbie movie? I should probably put it out as a poll, just to see, because it's one of those things where it's like a forbidden door. You've got absolutely no interest in it whatsoever. But when it comes on for free on Netflix or Disney or whoever owns the rights, you might just want to see it a little bit, and I'm going to fast forward. I'm just curious. I'm personally afraid I'm going to have a seizure because there's too much pink.
I know for a fact I will not watch it because I still have never watched a Batman movie.
Oh, see, I love Batman.
Yeah, I've never, because of the original hype that was around it. Batman was everywhere. I said I would never watch a Batman movie, and I haven't.
I've seen them all. I love Batman.
So I will not turn on Barbie when it's on Netflix or whatever.
Well, I won't intentionally. But you got to admit, there's some curiosity. Ladies and gentlemen, a good friend of the show. He was live last week, and this week he's recording, or as we like to say, working remotely. He normally gives us a Twitter shits, which I am absolutely crushed we don't have this week, but we do at least have a rendition of Mike Reads the News.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, listeners around the world. Hello to Sir Big B. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for Mike Reads the News. Mariah at work put in her 2-week notice. Apparently, she's going to do an OnlyFans thing. I wouldn't want to see that. The Arizona Rattlers are in the Indoor Football League playoffs. They play the Northern Arizona Wranglers tomorrow night in round 1. The game will be on the Ocho. Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend dropped her $30 million lawsuit against him. He probably gave her a cool millions to go pound sand. Some asshole in California won the $1 billion Powerball drawing on Wednesday. Can't win if you don't play. I didn't. I went to work on Thursday. It sucked. The Washington Commanders now have a new owner. The team was sold for more than $6 billion. Would be great if they win a game or more. Maybe go back to the Redskins team name. The Cleveland Clowns unveiled their new helmet for the 2023 season. It's all white. I don't think the color matters. They suck. You guys think brown would be a better color, though? And finally in the news, the Columbus Lions won the American Indoor Football Alliance Championship against the Mississippi Raiders. Yeah, it was their first season, and they had a perfect record. Yeah, nice. Alrighty, guys, it does it for the news, and it is now time for just a few tidbits. They're not headlines, they're just little tiny pieces of shit. Meow. The world's largest yellow duck is on its way to Maryland. I kind of want to see that. Oh, yeah. Cleveland Cavaliers won the 2023 Summer League on NBA 2K23. Oh, yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, the heat wave continues for Arizona. It was 118 degrees last Saturday. It should let up around November or so. Oh, no. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. That does it for the tidbits. I'm out of here. Truce, chow, and auf Wiedersehen saying later. Bye-bye.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mike reads the news. If we were to report these stories, our show would be a Jerry Lewis telethon. But Mike is able to wrap things up very quickly. And we're very glad. I believe it was Mira at work. Gave her 2 weeks to start in OnlyFans.
I want to know what this chick looks like that she's going to start in OnlyFans.
Well, I will tell you that Mike said during the segment that he would not be subscribing.
Right, but that can mean a lot of things because when you work with somebody, you're intimate with them, not in a sexual way, but you're intimate with their lives and you know about them. So even if they could be the most attractive person in the world, if they're a terrible human being, you're going to be like, whatever. I'm not going to bother. I hate this person.
Right.
So I'm still curious to see what this person would look like.
Well, private message or email Mike Jolitz, and perhaps he'll send us a pic in the group chat. But he's a great guy. He's a lot of fun. I love him to death. But he's a little vindictive. He doesn't like his neighbors, the Weavers. He doesn't like his coworkers. He making fun of the Cleveland Browns. I have no idea why they never win anything. There's no reason to hate a team like that. Normally, we hate teams like the Yankees or the Devil Rays or the Chiefs, like teams that are succeeding. We can't stand them. Not the Cleveland Browns. How can you hate the Cleveland Browns?
But I have to agree with them on this because the Cleveland Browns, they have that stupid orange helmet with no logo on it. It's just an orange helmet. They call themselves Browns, but their helmet's orange. So what did they do to change things up? They made a white helmet.
Yeah,
who gives a shit?
Yeah. I hear you. And then you got the Bengals down the street that have fucking annoying stripes all over their uniforms.
Well, that makes sense because it's a Bengal tiger.
I hate watching them. It's like watching the University of Oregon. Have you ever watched a University of Oregon Ducks college football game?
I don't watch college sports.
The turf is lime green. Or it's blue, or it's like they changed their turf.
Well, I don't even know the
changing things. It's the moral of the show.
Whatever team, it's like some Iowa team or Idaho team, whatever. The turf is completely blue. I forget the team. It's like the Buffaloes. Whatever team is the Buffaloes.
Yeah.
Their turf is blue. I don't know what college it is, but it's the weirdest thing watching, when you're going past highlights on ESPN and you see a blue field.
Yeah, like stop it. Just fucking stop it. It's the moral of the show. All right. Yeah, I'm not usually the one that gets my blood pressure raised. It's usually the guy on the other side. But tonight I'm really irritated. I'm glad it's a weekend. It's not going to rain for a change. It's been raining for like 6 weeks straight. Only on Saturdays and Sundays, by the way. Yeah, we did something to piss off God. Anyway, here's another favorite segment people seem to like called Talking FLA.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
Now, before we go to our first story,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if anyone else observes Talking FLA like I do. Barbie, different stories. There's like pictures.
Right.
Every single story except for one tonight has a mugshot in it.
Oh.
Have you noticed that?
I don't generally look at the pictures. Like when I'm skimming the stories, I generally don't look at the pictures. Like,
I'm pretty sure you centered me out last week or the week before and said, that's not the picture that I have.
Right. When I look at them here,
I would never do that to you.
When I look at them here, when I pull them up, because when you put up a picture, I make sure I'm on the same picture. So I know we're in sync with the stories.
So basically,
if I have a different picture.
Let's come to a common agreement that Google is not flawless.
Google knows everything.
Okay. Anyway, first story of the night. This fine gentleman from Florida.
Yes, first story of the night for Florida comes from Fox 35 Orlando. Excuse me. Headline reads, Florida man arrested after allegedly throwing explosive into home.
There's no reason to be arrested.
A Florida man was arrested Monday after allegedly throwing an explosive into a Deltona residence last month. Jason Smith, who's 25, is facing charges of possession of a firebomb and first-degree arson in a building with people present. On June 24th, deputies.
Did they invent their own charges?
I don't know where they're.
Well, when you watch the news that night, like the ABC nightly news, the countrywide one, whatever, have you ever heard he's been charged with possession of a firebomb, throwing an explosive in a house with people present? Like, what code is that under? What book is that in? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop.
Tell you. Well, I think each jurisdiction throughout the country has different ways to phrase these laws.
I literally think that Florida has a duotang.
I mean, this is Florida. They do everything their own way.
Yeah. Anyway, new charge, ladies and gentlemen. Possession of a firebomb.
Possession of a firebomb. On June 24th, deputies responded to a call about an explosion that occurred at a Deltona residence. Detectives said they found explosive material attached to a glass Don Julio bottle with an accelerant that was lit and then thrown into the window of the house. We call those
Don Julio bottle.
We call those a Molotov cocktail, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yes, you and I are from the same parts of the old country. A Don Julio bottle.
A Don Julio bottle. Hey, if you're going to throw tequila bombs, you might as well get good tequila.
I immediately, I don't know about you, as soon as I heard Don Julio, I went to Beavis and Butthead. Anybody else?
No.
Oh, come on. I am Corn Julio.
Oh, Corn Julio. Okay.
I have topo in my bunghole.
When I hear Don Julio, automatically I think of quality tequila.
Okay, well, obviously I did more drugs than you did back in the day. That just instantly flashed Beavis and Butthead in my memory. Anyway.
Based on witness statements, an unidentified man ran towards the victim's house and threw the explosive out a window and then ran back to a silver Mercedes. Deputies were able to find the owner of the vehicle, Smith, by photos taken by a neighbor. After further investigation, detectives found that Smith's Mercedes was in the vicinity of the incident 14 minutes prior to it happening. Detectives also said the driving time is consistent with how long it would have taken to get there from his home in Winter Park. After being questioned, detectives said Smith changed his story multiple times, saying he let an associate borrow his car and that he was at work. When detectives...
Not a friend, not a relative. When you live in this kind of world, ladies and gentlemen, it is always an associate.
An associate.
I'm going to start using that term. I like that.
When detectives called his quote-unquote job, the HR department said they didn't have an employee with his name. Detectives obtained a search warrant for his car, where guess what they found?
Oh, fentanyl, crack, flocka.
The cork to the Don Julio bottle.
I got TP in my bunghole.
A lighter and other items. I don't know what other items is, but this is what it says. They found the cork to the Don Julio bottle, a lighter on the back seat, plus other items.
Can I ask you a serious question? I know we're being funny right now. When is the last time you bought a bottle of tequila with a cork? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm trying to see. The one bottle I have, I don't think has a cork.
No, you never have a cork in a liquor. It's always wine.
No, this is whiskey. This has a cork.
You guys are really weird over there. Are you against plastic or what?
No, good alcohol has corks in it. That's how you know it's. That's how you know it's one of the quality alcohols. They come with corks. The screw tops are the kind of the shitty, cheaper alcohols, like my peanut butter whiskey is a screw top.
So this dude could have bought Mad Dog 2020. He used the most expensive bottle of tequila. Of course he did. He's driving a Mercedes. To throw this explosive through the house. I hope he took a few swigs.
Don Julio is a quality tequila. That's, they serve that at high quality steakhouses and things like that. Don Julio is no joke tequila.
Possession of a firebomb in my bunghole.
But they found the cork.
Why would you leave the cork? Fucking toss the cork in the lighter, you idiot. Do you not watch Forensic Files?
But here's my argument to that. I have a cork to an alcohol bottle in my car and a lighter. Okay? None of that is criminal. None of that proves that I was the one that threw the bottle.
Okay.
It's circumstantial evidence. None of it proves that I was the person.
You have obviously never sat down to a board game of Clue. Okay?
I have.
Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the lead pipe, right? Like all signs are leading to him having the possession of a firebomb.
But if that was the only evidence, the cork, the lighter, and other items, which they don't list, that would get thrown out. However, surveillance video also shows that Smith's car was at the victim's home and shows that there were 2 people inside the car. The detectives say they weren't able to identify who was inside the vehicle due to the quality of the footage. Smith's phone data also puts him in the area at the time of the incident. With the evidence found, detectives arrested Smith and took him to the Volusia Branch County Jail, where he's being held with a bond of $200,000. So the cork and the lighter mean nothing. The surveillance footage, the phone records, all of that tied together, that puts him at the scene.
Right. This is as simple as a preschool Sesame Street song. Which one doesn't belong? Which one is not like the others? He's guilty. 100%.
Using quality alcohol, though.
I would never do that. It's almost... do we have time? Yeah, we still have time to get a couple more stories. It's almost like, do you ever watch or read about a recipe?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it doesn't matter what it is. Vodka, wine, beer, pour it into your... Fuck no! I'll find substitutes like lemon juice. I am not wasting the booze.
I see. Some of the things that I'll do involved using whiskey. You know, like a whiskey sauce, like a whiskey marinade type thing, like a Jack and Coke type sauce for ribs, things like that. So I have very, very good whiskey that I will never use. I wind up using Jack Daniels because it's cheap, shitty whiskey that I don't like to drink. I will buy a small bottle of it just to put in things I'm smoking.
And I will do the same. Yeah. But yeah, it kills me sometimes. And I'm not a wine guy, but anyway, you watch them on TV. Pour a full bottle of red wine. What a waste of a fucking buzz. You're going to burn the alcohol off that shit.
Well, that's the point. It's just for flavor.
Look, I'm the other. Here's half a bag of marijuana instead of sage. Let's flavor the chicken. Fuck burning the booze.
Flavor the chicken with weed.
All right. So we were talking about naked and stuff like that. Here's a guy, and he looks like someone that would probably do this.
Yes. This next story comes from the Leesburg News.
Even looks like he has to have a movement.
Headline reads, man jailed after pulling drugs out of his anus.
So he pulled them out, not the cops.
Not the cops. And you'll hear how that came about.
I can't wait.
He was actually very compliant about this. An Ocklawaha man was arrested on drug charges after he pulled a bag of narcotics out of his anus during a traffic stop. Stephen Edward Mattingly.
What is he doing playing Duck Duck Goose with the cops?
Well, we're going to find out. Stephen Edward Mattingly, who was 35, was charged with possession of fentanyl and drug paraphernalia after his arrest on Monday. He was pulled over on U.S. Highway 27441 at around 6 p.m. by an officer who saw him driving a black Toyota pickup truck without wearing a seatbelt. While following Mattingly before the traffic stop, the officer saw a large pile of various pieces of scrap metal extending above the bed of the truck.
Oh.
On the edge, a dishwasher was not secured and wobbled beyond the edge of the truck bed as the vehicle moved. The officer conducted a traffic stop and spoke to Mattingly, who said he typically did not wear a seatbelt and was unaware of the shifting cargo. When asked for his driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance, Mattingly said he had never been pulled over and did not know what to look for. The report noted that Mattingly had a lengthy driving history and previous encounters with law enforcement, including numerous offenses for which he was pulled over by police. Due to the discrepancy in Mattingly's statement, the officer asked if there was anything such as guns or drugs in the vehicle. Mattingly denied having anything of that nature, but the officer observed a container of Narcan inside the open glove box. The officer asked if he consumed narcotics, and Mattingly said he got them from his doctor at a subtext clinic, which is, Narcan will help an overdosing person and
Save your life.
Right, and a subtext clinic is like it's like a heroin recovery clinic type thing. So they would give you Narcan just in case you overdose.
Yeah,
The officer.
All the cops in Windsor now and the paramedics and it was a big fight, but they all have Narcan.
Now. Right, most police throughout this country too have Narcan as well. The officer then asked for consent to search the vehicle, to which Mattingly agreed. As he got out of the vehicle, a clear glass pipe with burnt residue fell onto the pavement. The residue later tested positive for fentanyl. Mattingly was detained at the time. A further search of the vehicle turned up a green glass pipe with burnt residue underneath the right panel of the bottom of the steering column. Additionally, a folded up piece of paper with a brown powdery substance was located inside of his pocket, located inside the pocket on the mirror above the driver's seat. That later tested positive for fentanyl and methamphetamine.
Oh, Jesus, guy was
so he had a bunch of stuff. I'm going to skip because this does go on for a little bit. He was placed under arrest and moved into the patrol car. As the officer was leaving the traffic stop to take him to jail, Mattingly told the officer to hold on because he had something up his butt. Mattingly was removed from the patrol vehicle, where he was able to pull the object out of his anus on his own. The officer retrieved the tied-off plastic bag, which contained an off-white and yellow powdery substance that later tested positive for fentanyl. Mattingly was taken to the Lake County Jail, where he was released after posting $6,000 bond.
Now, here's my question. Mm-hmm. I know you have not smuggled drugs.
No.
Nor have I. But you're leaving home. You've got all this paraphernalia in your car. There's been a lot of paraphernalia in Florida this week. You're heading out. Do you run to the bathroom and stick a baggie up your ass?
Everybody has that mental checklist before they're going out. Make sure you if you were cooking, make sure the stove's turned off. Make sure you got your keys. Make sure there's water for the animals. Whatever. Everybody's got their own checklist.
I got my charger. I got everything, and I've got my fentanyl up my ass.
In the checklist, go to the bathroom and shove fentanyl up the ass.
I don't know if have you ever taken a suppository? It's a very small item that usually when you're a child, if you have an upset stomach, they stick this little pill up your ass.
Yeah, I had to take it when I was a kid.
It literally feels like you got to take a shit.
Mm-hmm.
How people shove all this other stuff up their ass is beyond me.
No idea. And it would seem like common sense. But if you have a shit ton of drugs in your vehicle, obey every single traffic law.
Right.
Put your seatbelt on.
Dishwashers.
Put your seatbelt on. Tie your cargo down. Make sure all the lights on the vehicle works. Make sure the registration is current. Go the speed limit.
Take side roads.
But the reason why they all get pulled over is because of a simple traffic violation.
Yeah.
A light is out. You didn't come to a full stop at a stop sign. You were speeding. You didn't wear a seatbelt in this instance.
And brother, they didn't have a clue you had anything up your ass?
Well, once they go, here's the thing. Once they go down to the jail,
They
get
search them.
fully searched. And if they find something on you, it becomes a felony charge. Whereas if you hand it to the officer before you get there, they can knock it down to like a misdemeanor possession type thing. If you go into the jail with it on you and they discover it there, you're hit with a felony charge.
All right, we got to keep moving here. I didn't realize time. I thought we had more than we did. This gentleman obviously has a very large sack. I don't know. I'm not Santa. I don't know how much I could hide behind mine. But anyway.
So speaking of hiding things on your person inside your body, this next story comes from 96K Rock. Headline reads, Florida man's daring move to hide ammo behind his balls.
Okay. How the hell? I don't. Do you do ball kegels? Because I can't. I don't think I can have my balls hold anything.
I have no idea. Florida cops recently revealed a man's daring move to hide ammo behind his balls. That story will make you wonder, why would anyone think to hide a bullet beneath their testicles? Well, let me introduce you to Michael Keanu Brennan, the mastermind behind this comically misguided plan. According to the Smoking Gun, it all started when Brendan decided to embark on a luxurious 17-night vacation in Indian Rocks Beach. I'm skipping. We're talking driver's license check, Social Security. So he had stolen a bunch of things in this 17-night thing, like driver's licenses, checks, Social Security cards, credit cards, and everything. But the real kicker came when the booking process, during the booking process at the jailhouse. He was caught with all the stolen stuff. As the officers kindly reminded Brennan of the consequences of smuggling contraband, like I just said, if you take it into the jailhouse, it becomes a felony.
Up your ass.
He claimed he was as clean as a whistle. Unfortunately for him, his luck had run out. It turns out he had a surprise waiting down below, a live bullet nestled comfortably beneath his testicles. I can only imagine the look.
One bullet.
Russian
roulette.
I can only imagine the look on the deputy's face as he made this peculiar discovery. Yep, that's a bullet under your balls, sir. Can't say I've seen that one before.
Could you imagine having that job?
Of course, Brennan's ingenious plan earned him an additional felony charge for smuggling contraband into a detention facility. In the end, Brennan managed to secure his freedom by posting a hefty bond. But I have a feeling this won't be the last we hear of him. With his knack for creative criminality, Florida cops will have him back in the headlines sooner rather than later.
A bullet behind his scrotum.
So things I skipped was he was going on this vacation and he had this supposed vacation and he had all this stolen merchandise and he was eventually caught with the merchandise. That's what led to him going to jail. But I know we're running out of time, so I was skipping.
Without a gun, what good would the bullet be?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, why I was rushing you is because we absolutely have to get to this because you love when this stuff happens.
My favorite.
That's why I included it. Our last story, which is not a picture of a felon, ladies and gentlemen, but a picture of a vehicle.
Well, there is an actual picture of the felon. It's just very, very tiny. But yes, that is the vehicle. This last story of the night comes from MSN.com. Headline reads, Florida man rams other drivers with truck, chases one with crowbar, and throws it at police, then flees. But he also threw something else. He threw something else, though.
Oh.
A man from Titusville who claimed he is bipolar. Actually, this is the wrong version of the story. Hold on, because remember I said you sent things twice.
Oh, sorry.
So let me give you a different version, a better version of that. That's more. Give me 1 second. So that was.
For those of you that don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Big B absolutely loves when people throw things, pizza, the kitchen sink, toaster. In this case, a crowbar and something else.
Well, now we have the right one. I clicked on the wrong one. This story, same story, but this comes from Fox 35 Orlando. Headline reads: Florida man throws barbecue grill at deputies, strikes car with tire iron in road rage fit. A Florida man is behind bars after a road rage fit that included intentionally ramming into cars, striking them with a tire iron, and even throwing a barbecue at deputies. The incidents occurred Tuesday morning in Cocoa, near the intersection of School Street and Bay Avenue.
Oh, School Street.
Raymond Hoffman is in custody and facing several charges, including resisting arrest, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, and other charges related to his alleged road rage fit. Hoffman reportedly parked his Chevrolet Tahoe in the middle of the street and rammed into cars as they tried to go around him. That's when Hoffman got out of his car and began to strike passing cars with a tire iron. He broke the driver's side window of a passing truck, and the tire iron got stuck in the glass. Deputies shared a photo of the truck online where you can see the window broken.
Yeah.
Other 911 callers reported Hoffman was armed with a nail gun, allegedly threatening victims at the scene. When Brevard County deputies arrived to the scene, they found Hoffman armed with a crowbar. Authorities said he was ordered to drop it, but started moving towards the deputies, saying, "You will have to kill me." He threw the crowbar on the ground and fled on foot. During the chase after Hoffman, he reportedly threw a chair and a barbecue at the deputies. He was taken into custody and cuffed shortly after. The scene in Cocoa is still active as deputies collect evidence. So during the chase, he managed to. I want to know where the barbecue was, because
you probably on someone's porch or something.
But I don't know about you, but mine is in the backyard.
Well, so is mine. Mine's on the back deck. But I just had this brilliant idea for a new award at the end of the year. You should have I don't know what we call it, the thrower of the year.
Well, if we had that, for me right now, hands down is the chicken wings.
Well, we'd have to go back and just I like the toaster myself, but anyway,
it was good. The big gulp last week.
Big gulp was a good one, but so this gentleman
threw a barbecue
grill. Energy. He was raging.
I mean,
how did he get the crowbar back? The story doesn't. You're telling us the crowbar was stuck in a broken window of the truck. How did he get the crowbar back for the confrontation?
Again, this is part of the things that we need to make up. We have to fill in the blanks.
It's like some kind of a wizard. He's sucking back the.
He used the force, like Darth Vader. He summoned the crowbar back to him, threw it on the ground, and then as he's running, he summoned the grill and threw it at the officers.
That's the best. So a grill would hurt.
I want to know what type of grill. Was it one of those little Weber kettle grills, or did he pick up a giant gas grill?
No, I'm thinking like from a gas. Like my grill is really heavy.
Yeah, mine too. Like, did he pick that up, or was it just somebody's little charcoal kettle grill?
I don't think it was off a Coleman Hibachi or something like that.
I don't know. It doesn't say. Again, these are the things we have to make up.
We're going to get a stinger eventually, ladies and gentlemen. We're working on it. Things that people throw. And
they have to assault somebody. Things that people throw.
Scary. Well, yeah, we're not going to talk about someone skimming stones, but the scary thing about this is there is no shortage.
Right.
Of these stories.
None. That's why we can do them every week.
All right. I originally thought I didn't have much. Like I was writing down a bunch of stuff, and I was writing down like shower with a garden hose, reusable sheaths. But I came up with 3 at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Only one is my favorite for a show name, but I really only have 3 that I want to use. Well, 4, because I did like, if any of you have ever had children, I like this one. It's the bare necessities.
The bare necessities.
Yeah, I'll throw that in as a bonus, just if you've ever watched any Disney movies. But I did have, and I love this. I've never heard of it before. Possession of a firebomb.
Yep.
And then, quite frankly, something up his butt. It's really simple. But if I had to give a show name, and again, I'm weak on this this week, I would nominate a Brazilian butt lift.
A Brazilian. I know you like that one. As soon as I said it, as soon as I read it from the story, so you immediately write it down.
No, I did see you writing, so I'm going to go with 5.
You are correct.
Oh, I love it when I'm right.
So for my number 1, I'm going back and forth. So I will nominate kind of both of them. But before we get there, I went down. We probably had this before when Stu originally told the story, but from Choo Choo Stu AI, I just like London Rubbers.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I'm sure we used that already. When we were talking about Caligula.
Yes.
You said the vomitarium.
Well, that's what they used to do.
But I like that, the vomitarium.
Good show note.
You also mentioned an Al Capone oven. I don't know what that is.
That was the woman. I can't remember. We were talking.
I don't remember.
Maybe getting diseases or something like that. Yeah.
So these remaining 2 are my favorites. I kind of leaning towards the one I'm going to say for last. But we were talking about recipes, and you said weed flavored chicken. But I think,
and the number 1 is
going back to the original Your Epicenter, when we were talking about Your Epicenter with the Rib Fest. You said, and you just said it in passing, but I love it, Halal Hallelujah.
Oh, am I going to spell that?
HALAL, which is halal,
dash
ELUJAH.
JUH?
ELUJAH.
JH. Halal Jalula.
Hallelujah.
I'll go with that. I don't know where that came from, but some great show notes, though. I still like a Brazilian butt lift, but I'm entertained about things. But there it is. Halal Hallelujah.
Halal Hallelujah.
Yeah. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for one more show before I go fishing. And Big B has his big barbecue. We're only going to miss a week. We really, really, really got to start planning for the Jolitz Jamboree.
Yes, it's coming up quickly.
Which I guess is a lot on me because
I'll be the participant.
You'll be competing with him this year. So, all right, folks. That's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back and join the Cave Crew Facebook group, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere. All you got to do is search Cave Crew Radio. I've done it. There's like 3 pages of things to do with us.
Nice.
All right, say goodbye. I really do, by the way, have to piss my pants now. I just realized it after 10 seconds. It's funny how it creeps up on you.
So go pee.
I'm going to in a minute.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
No! Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
For every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated.